Hollywood is a world of glitz, glamour, and unforgettable stories. But behind the bright lights, there's also heartbreak. In this video, we're honoring 18 beloved actors who tragically passed away while doing what they loved, bringing stories to life. From daring stunts gone wrong to sudden health crises, these stars left us far too soon. Their legacies continue to inspire, reminding us of their incredible dedication to their craft. Let's take a moment to remember these talented performers and their unforgettable contributions to Hollywood history. Bela Lugosi. Bela Lugosi had a career filled with highs and lows. His portrayal of Dracula cemented him as a horror icon, but he struggled with typecasting and personal challenges, including drug addiction, as his career went on. By the 1950s, Lugosi's health and finances were in decline, but he continued to work, eager to remain in the spotlight. In 1956, Ed Wood, a devoted fan of Lugosi, filmed several scenes featuring the actor for an uncompleted project. These scenes, shot without sound or a script, captured Lugosi in his iconic vampiric attire. Tragically, on August 16, 1956, Lugosi passed away from a heart attack at 73, leaving his final work unfinished. Determined to honor his idol and make use of the footage, Wood incorporated the silent scenes into Plan 9 from outer space. Since Lugosi's part was incomplete, Wood replaced him with his wife's chiropractor, Tom Mason. However, Mason didn't resemble Lugosi and was much taller, so he performed with a cape covering his face, a choice that's been widely mocked for its lack of subtlety. Despite its reputation as one of the worst films ever made, Plan 9 from Outer Space has become a cult classic. Adolf Caesar. Adolf Caesar became a Hollywood standout in the 1980s. Caesar's breakout role was as Sergeant Vernon Waters in A Soldier's Story. This earned him an Academy Award nomination at the age of 50. Before his rise in film, he was a celebrated figure in the Negro Ensemble Company. He performed in over 300 stage productions, including the award-winning A Soldier's Play. In 1986, Caesar was filming the action comedy Tough Guys. Just 2 days into filming, tragedy struck. While working on set in Los Angeles, Caesar suffered a massive heart attack. Paramedics rushed him to County USC Medical Center, but he was pronounced dead shortly after arriving. He was only 52 years old. Caesar's sudden passing shocked the entertainment world. He was at the height of his career, appearing in high-profile films like The Color Purple and Club Paradise. Tough Guys was completed using actor Eli Wallach as his replacement. Club Paradise was released posthumously, marking Caesar's final screen performance. His death underscored the loss of a versatile talent whose work resonated on both stage and screen. Caesar once said, "It's a marvelous chemistry that happens 5 times in your career if you are lucky." For audiences, his performances remain a testament to that rare and unforgettable artistry. Brandon Lee. At just 28 years old, Brandon Lee was fatally injured in an on-set accident involving a prop gun. Lee's death sent shockwaves through Hollywood. It highlighted the urgent need for stricter safety measures on movie sets. The film, a dark tale of revenge based on a cult comic, was meant to showcase Lee's immense talent and solidify his place as a leading action star. Brandon, the son of martial arts legend Bruce Lee, was on the brink of stardom when this tragedy struck during the filming of The Crow on March 31, 1993. The accident occurred during a scene where Lee's character, Eric Draven, is shot. Unbeknownst to the crew, a fragment of a dummy bullet was lodged in the barrel of the revolver from an earlier scene. When a blank was fired, it propelled the fragment into Lee's abdomen, causing fatal injuries. Despite 6 hours of surgery, Lee passed away that day. Filming of The Crow was halted but later resumed, with body doubles and early CGI techniques used to complete Lee's remaining scenes. The movie was released in 1994 and became a cult classic, forever tied to the memory of its star. This heartbreaking incident led many in the film industry to rethink safety protocols and avoid the use of live firearms on sets. Brandon Lee's legacy endures as a reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety in the pursuit of cinematic art. Roy Kinnear. Roy Kinnear remains a cherished figure in entertainment, remembered for his humor, warmth, and dedication to his craft. His work continues to inspire audiences and actors alike. Roy was a beloved British character actor. His comedic timing and charm made him a standout performer in film, television, and theatre. Born on January 8, 1934 in Wigan, Lancashire, Kinnear appeared in over 160 productions throughout his 30-year career. While rarely a leading man, he became a familiar face in supporting roles, winning hearts with his wit and humor. One of his most iconic performances was as Mr. Salt, the indulgent father of Veruca Salt in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, 1971. He also shone as Planchet, the loyal servant in The Three Musketeers, 1973, and its sequel, The Four Musketeers. Kinnear reprised this role in The Return of the Musketeers in 1988, but tragedy struck during filming in Toledo, Spain. During a horseback riding scene, Kinnear fell, fracturing his pelvis. Despite medical care, he suffered a fatal heart attack the following day at just 54 years old. The film, released in 1989, was dedicated to Kinnear's memory. His son, Rory Kinnear, a celebrated actor, has since advocated for improved safety on film sets to honor his father's legacy. Tyrone Power. Sadly, Tyrone Power's life was tragically cut short on November 15, 1958, while filming Solomon and Sheba in Spain. During an intense sword-fighting scene with co-star George Sanders, he suffered a massive heart attack and collapsed on set. Despite being rushed to the hospital, he passed away at just 44 years old. Notably, his wife gave birth to their son 2 months after his passing, marking a poignant chapter in his legacy. His career was brief, but Tyrone's performances and remarkable legacy continue to leave an indelible mark on Hollywood history. Tyrone Power was one of the most charismatic stars of Hollywood's golden age. He captivated audiences in the 1930s and 1940s with his striking looks and remarkable talent. Born on May 5, 1914, into a theatrical family, Power followed in the footsteps of his father, Tyrone Power Sr., a prominent stage and silent film actor. This passion for performance propelled Power to stardom with his breakout role in Lloyd's of London, 1936. He solidified his status as a leading man in classics like The Mask of Zorro, Blood and Sand, and The Rains Came. Power was best known for romantic dramas and swashbuckling adventures, but his versatility as an actor shone in diverse roles. During World War II, Power temporarily stepped away from Hollywood to serve his country. He flew supplies and troops across the Pacific as a U.S. Marine Corps pilot. John Candy. Despite his immense talent, John Candy struggled with health issues throughout his life. His weight, combined with smoking, heavy drinking, and past drug use, took a toll on his heart. These challenges overshadowed his successful career, a career that spanned roughly 15 years and included classics like Spaceballs and Splash. In 1994, Candy was in Durango, Mexico, filming what would tragically be his final movie, Wagons East. The Western comedy told the story of settlers trying to escape frontier life, with Candy playing their wagon master. On March 4th, after finishing his scenes for the day, he shared a late-night meal with his assistants. He also made a loving phone call to his children back in Los Angeles. That night, he went to bed but never woke up. Candy passed away in his sleep from a heart attack at the age of 43. Though Wagons East was a critical box office failure, Candy's legacy remains untarnished. His films continue to bring joy to audiences worldwide, cementing his place as a comedic legend who left us far too soon. Red Fox. Red Fox is a legendary comedian and actor. He earned his place in history as the king of party records for his groundbreaking stand-up routines in the 1950s. His sharp wit and fearless humor broke barriers in comedy, paving the way for future generations. Fox was already a star in comedy clubs, but he became a household name in the 1970s with his unforgettable role as Fred Sanford on the hit sitcom Sanford and Son. His larger-than-life personality and impeccable comedic timing made the show a classic. In 1991, Fox made a celebrated return to television with The Royal Family, a CBS sitcom where he starred alongside actress Della Reese. The show followed a retired mailman whose peaceful life is upended when his daughter and grandchildren move in. Sadly, this comeback was tragically cut short. During a rehearsal on October 11, 1991, Fox was entertaining the cast and crew with his antics when he suddenly collapsed. At first, many thought it was another one of his famous fake heart attack bits, reminiscent of his Sanford and Son character. However, the situation quickly turned serious. Fox was rushed to Queen of Angels Hollywood Presbyterian Medical Center. There he was pronounced dead from a massive heart attack. He was 68 years old. Fox's death was a heartbreaking loss to the entertainment world. Known for his fearless humor and ability to connect with audiences, he remains a beloved figure who inspires comedians and actors to this day. Eric Fleming. Eric Fleming was a well-known actor in the 1950s and 1960s. He was best remembered for his role as Gil Favor, the tough trail boss on the popular TV Western Rawhide. His strong performances and commanding presence made him a household name. He eventually expanded his career into feature films. Fans admired his rugged character, and his success in the Western genre seemed to promise a long and prosperous career. However, in 1966, tragedy struck while Fleming was filming High Jungle, an adventure movie set in the Andes Mountains near Lima, Peru. During a scene in the dangerous Huallaga River, Fleming and his co-star, Nico Minardos, were navigating the river in a canoe. The canoe began to take on water and capsized. Minardos managed to swim to safety, but Fleming, despite being an experienced swimmer and scuba diver, was swept away by the swift currents. Sadly, he drowned at the age of 41. Fleming's death shocked the entertainment world, as he was at the peak of his career. His body was found 3 days later, but the tragedy left a deep mark on Hollywood. His passing highlighted the risks actors face when filming in challenging and unpredictable environments. Though his life was cut short, Fleming's contributions to the Western genre are still celebrated today. His tragic death serves as a reminder of the dangers that can come with making movies in real, often perilous locations. Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger's life was cut short on January 22, 2008, when he passed away at the age of 28. Ledger was found unresponsive in his New York City apartment after an accidental overdose of prescription medications. This included painkillers, anti-anxiety drugs, and sleeping pills. At the time of his death, he was in the middle of filming The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, a fantastical film directed by Terry Gilliam. Ledger's death shocked the world and left a huge gap in the entertainment industry. He was deeply dedicated to his craft, especially his intense portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight. Some speculate that his intense portrayal of the Joker may have taken a toll on his well-being. But his work continues to inspire audiences and filmmakers. To honor Ledger and complete The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, director Terry Gilliam reworked the script. Instead of replacing Ledger, actors Johnny Depp, Jude Law, and Colin Farrell were brought in to play different versions of his character. This creative solution allowed the film to continue while paying tribute to Ledger's memory. Ledger's tragic death also led to a posthumous Academy Award win for his unforgettable performance as the Joker. This cemented his legacy as one of the greatest actors of his time. Gareth Jones. Gareth Jones was a British actor who tragically passed away during a live television broadcast on November 30, 1958. He was performing in a play called Underground as part of the British anthology series Armchair Theatre. The play was set in a post-nuclear world where survivors were trapped in the London Underground. In a dramatic twist of fate, Jones's character was scripted to die of a heart attack during the broadcast. However, while off-camera between scenes, Jones himself suffered a massive heart attack and collapsed. His co-star, Peter Bowles, recalled seeing Jones approach, but then suddenly witnessing him fall. At first, the cast did not realize the severity of the situation. The remaining actors, following the director's instructions, improvised their lines to cover for his absence. Director Ted Kotcheff and producer Sidney Newman decided to continue the broadcast. They restructured the play during a commercial break to adapt to the unexpected event. It wasn't until after the broadcast that the cast and crew were informed of Jones's death. Coincidentally, his character's death in the play mirrored what had happened off-camera. This made the incident even more eerie. Jones's death on live television was a shocking and somber moment in British television history. It highlighted the unpredictable nature of live broadcasts and the dedication of the actors involved. Nancy Marchand. When Nancy Marchand, the actress behind Tony Soprano's complicated mother Livia, passed away in June 2000, it was a heavy loss for The Sopranos. Marchand died just before her 72nd birthday, and only 2 months after Season 2 finished airing. This gave the show's writers some time to adjust the storyline for Season 3, ensuring her absence fit seamlessly into the series' narrative. To provide closure, Livia appears for one final scene before her off-screen death. This moment was vital to highlighting her cold, self-centered nature. It set the tone for how her influence would continue to shape Tony's life. Series creator David Chase felt it was important for the audience to remember Livia's unloving demeanor toward her son. Why? Because it significantly impacted his relationships and actions throughout the series. Since it was too late to film new material with Marchand, visual effects were used to create her final appearance. The team pieced together a scene using outtakes and unused footage from earlier seasons. They combined some of Livia's signature lines like, "What do you care?" and "I wish the Lord would take me." While the result faced some technical challenges, such as continuity issues with her hair. There was also a disconnect between her head and body. The eerie effect fit The Sopranos' surreal tone. Livia's legacy remained a critical part of Tony's story. Her influence lingered, shaping his relationships and decisions. It proved just how central her character was to the show's dynamic. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed, known for his wild lifestyle and incredible talent, left an unforgettable mark on Hollywood. During the filming of Gladiator in Malta, the 61-year-old British actor suffered a fatal heart attack on May 2, 1999. He was taking a break from portraying Proximo, the charismatic slave trader who plays a pivotal role in the story. This role marked Reed's return to prominence after years away from the spotlight. Reed spent his final day indulging in one of his favorite pastimes: drinking. At a local pub, he reportedly challenged a group of sailors to a drinking contest. According to accounts, he consumed several pints of beer, shots of rum, and whiskey. This was all while defeating 5 Royal Navy sailors in arm wrestling. Tragically, Reed collapsed and couldn't be resuscitated, passing away en route to the hospital. His sudden death posed a major challenge for director Ridley Scott, as some of Reed's scenes remained unfinished. Rather than recast the role, the filmmakers used CGI to digitally add Reed's face onto a body double. This approach helped maintain Reed's presence in the film, despite the technical limitations. The effort reportedly cost $3 million, but allowed Reed's powerful portrayal to shine. Reed's performance in Gladiator earned critical acclaim, and the film went on to win the Academy Award for Best Picture. His role as Proximo served as a fitting farewell to a storied career. It encapsulated his immense talent and larger-than-life persona. Even in his final moments, Oliver Reed embodied the bold, unapologetic spirit that defined his life. Steve Irwin. On September 4, 2006, the world lost Steve Irwin, famously known as the Crocodile Hunter, in a tragic and shocking incident. Irwin, 44, was filming an underwater documentary, Ocean's Deadliest. They were filming near the Great Barrier Reef in Queensland, Australia, when he encountered a stingray. While swimming in shallow water, he approached the large stingray to capture footage of it swimming away. However, the stingray, likely mistaking Irwin's shadow for a predator, such as a tiger shark, lashed out. The stingray struck Irwin many times with its sharp tail, and one of the barbs pierced his chest, causing a fatal wound to his heart. Despite the best efforts of his crew to resuscitate him, Irwin passed away before reaching the hospital. Steve Irwin was a global icon, known for his fearless interactions with wildlife and his passion for conservation. His death left millions mourning the loss of a man who dedicated his life to educating people about the wonders of the natural world. Tributes poured in from around the globe. The Australian government even offered to hold a state funeral. His family declined, opting for a private ceremony instead. Irwin's legacy lives on through his family, his conservation efforts, and his beloved Australia Zoo. His daughter Bindi continues to honor his memory through her own wildlife work. Steve's energy, humor, and love for animals remain unforgettable, making his tragic death all the more heartbreaking. Philip Seymour Hoffman. Philip Seymour Hoffman's death shocked fans and the film industry alike. Known as one of the most talented actors of his generation, Hoffman had a gift for bringing deep, complex characters to life. At the time of his passing on February 2, 2014, he was working on The Hunger Games, Mockingjay Parts 1 and 2, where he played Plutarch Heavensbee. Hoffman had already completed most of his scenes, but tragically passed away with just 10 days of filming left for Mockingjay, Part 2. The official cause of death was acute mixed drug intoxication. The 46-year-old actor had battled addiction in the past and openly discussed his struggles. His sudden death highlighted the devastating toll of substance abuse. It also left fans mourning the loss of his immense talent. Instead of recasting his role, filmmakers made thoughtful adjustments to the script. Lines intended for Hoffman were given to co-stars Woody Harrelson and Julianne Moore. Existing footage was also used to maintain his character's presence in the film. This approach allowed the story to stay true to its original vision while honoring Hoffman's work. Martha Mansfield. Martha Mansfield's promising career was tragically cut short on November 30, 1923. It was then that she became the first person in Hollywood history to die on a movie set. Best known for her role in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde alongside John Barrymore, Mansfield was just 24 years old and on the brink of stardom. The accident happened during the filming of The Warrens of Virginia in San Antonio, Texas. Mansfield had just finished her scenes and was resting in her car. She was still dressed in a Civil War-era costume made of highly flammable fabric. A lit match, carelessly tossed by an unidentified person, ignited her dress. The flames spread rapidly. Her co-star, Wilfrid Lytell, acted heroically, throwing his coat over her to protect her face and neck. The car's chauffeur also tried to help, burning his hands while attempting to remove the flaming dress. Despite their efforts, Mansfield suffered severe burns over much of her body. She was rushed to the hospital but died the next day from her injuries. The cause of the fire remains a mystery. Some witnesses claimed a match was thrown through the car window. Others suggested she might have accidentally ignited her dress with a dropped cigarette. Mansfield's mother dismissed the latter theory, stating her daughter disliked smoking. After her death, her role in The Warrens of Virginia was reduced, and the film was released a year later with another actress promoted as the lead. Martha Mansfield was buried in New York City, and her life and career are remembered with sorrow and admiration. Ken Steadman. Ken Steadman's promising acting career was tragically cut short at the age of 27 in a fatal accident while filming the Sliders episode Desert Storm in September 1996. Steadman had landed a guest-starring role as a tough character named Cutter in the popular sci-fi series. The accident occurred during a scene set on a desert planet, filmed at El Mirage Dry Lake near Victorville, California. Steadman was driving a dune buggy between takes with another actor when the vehicle overturned. Despite the buggy being equipped with seatbelts, neither Steadman nor his passenger had been wearing them. The other actor escaped with minor injuries, but Steadman suffered critical injuries when the vehicle crushed him. He was airlifted to the San Bernardino Medical Center, but was pronounced dead shortly after arrival due to the severity of his injuries. The accident sparked concerns about safety on set, as Steadman's parents later expressed that his death could have been prevented. Steadman's career included roles on other iconic 90s shows like Baywatch and NYPD Blue, and he was building momentum in Hollywood. His untimely passing served as a stark reminder of the importance of safety measures during film productions. Fans of Sliders and those who worked with him remember him as a talented actor whose potential was cut tragically short. Paul Walker. Paul Walker's untimely death sent shockwaves through Hollywood and his fans around the world. The Fast and Furious star tragically died in a car accident on November 30, 2013, while Fast and Furious 7 was still in production. Walker was a passenger in a Porsche Carrera GT driven by his friend Roger Rodas. The car lost control, crashing into a lamppost and several trees before bursting into flames. Both men lost their lives in the devastating accident. The tragedy had a significant impact on those close to Walker, including Vin Diesel, who described Walker as being like a brother to him. The production of Fast and Furious 7 was put on hold as the team grappled with the loss and figured out how to complete the film without its star. Instead of recasting or drastically changing the storyline, The filmmakers used CGI and Paul's younger brothers as stand-ins to finish his scenes. They also used archival footage of Walker and blended his voice with his brothers' voices to maintain authenticity. As a tribute, the movie's final scene shows Brian O'Connor sharing a heartfelt moment with his family on the beach before driving off into the sunset. The emotional farewell, paired with a dedication to Walker, left audiences in tears and solidified his legacy. The studio spent $50 million to ensure the film honored Paul Walker's memory. This made it a touching send-off for both the actor and his beloved character. Vic Morrow. The tragic death of actor Vic Morrow remains one of Hollywood's darkest moments. On July 23, 1982, Morrow was filming a scene for Twilight Zone, the movie, directed by John Landis. In this segment, Morrow's character is transported through different historical horrors. For the scene, Morrow was tasked with carrying two child actors, Renee Chen and Micah Din Lee, through a swamp while a helicopter flew overhead amidst simulated explosions. During filming, a miscalculated pyrotechnic blast caused the helicopter's rotor to fail. This led to a crash that tragically killed Morrow and the two children instantly. The horrific accident also injured 6 people on board the helicopter. Investigations later revealed that the children had been hired illegally without permits. This violated California labor laws and were on set at night under unsafe conditions. The accident sparked public outrage and led to a high-profile trial. Landis and 4 crew members faced involuntary manslaughter charges but were ultimately acquitted. Despite the verdict, the tragedy brought about sweeping changes to Hollywood's safety standards for stunts, special effects, and child actors. Vic Morrow, best known for his roles in Combat and Blackboard Jungle, was 53 years old. His untimely death, alongside Renee and Micah, served as a grim reminder of the importance of prioritizing safety on film sets. The event left an indelible mark on the industry, ensuring stricter regulations to prevent future tragedies. Bonus: John Ritter. Known for his iconic role as Jack Tripper on Three's Company and his knack for blending humor with heartfelt emotion, John Ritter had returned to sitcoms with the ABC series 8 Simple Rules for Dating My Teenage Daughter. The show showcased his comedic brilliance and introduced him to a new generation of fans. Tragically, it would be his final role. John Ritter's sudden death on September 11, 2003, was a devastating loss to the entertainment world. During rehearsals for the 2nd season, Ritter began feeling unwell. He experienced chest pain, nausea, and excessive sweating. Initially diagnosed as a heart attack, doctors later discovered he had an aortic dissection. This is a rare condition where the inner layer of the aorta tears. Despite emergency surgery, Ritter passed away that evening at just 54 years old. Ritter's death shocked fans and left a significant impact on his co-stars and crew. Production halted briefly, and the show's writers decided that his character, Paul Hennessy, would also die of a heart attack. When the series returned, an emotional episode dedicated to his memory aired, allowing the cast and fans to grieve together. Beyond 8 Simple Rules, Ritter was celebrated for his versatility, appearing in films like Sling Blade and Bad Santa. His legacy endures through his timeless performances and the John Ritter Foundation for Aortic Health. The organization was created by his family to raise awareness of aortic conditions. Ritter's warmth, humor, and talent continue to bring joy to audiences worldwide. These stories remind us of the incredible dedication actors bring to their craft and the risks they face to entertain us. While their losses are tragic, they've left lasting legacies and inspired important safety improvements in the industry. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and share your thoughts below. Don't forget to subscribe for more inspiring stories about the people who shaped Hollywood. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.